serious. It's very serious. So right now, we're trying to give it a try again to have the Zoom into YouTube. Pardon our inexperience with this. If you are seeing us live, Fumi is, yeah, see, so we're live on YouTube there. So what we'll do is, as soon as this is, just give us a chance here.
Give us a few seconds.
Serious. Yeah, so we're live from YouTube, I think. That's what Zoom says, yes. So Fumi, hi.
Hi.
How
Hello.
are you?
Good, how are you?
Pardon our inexperience with these this new technology for us.
Yes.
And what we think it's happening is that we are live on YouTube now. So do you have some news, or what are we doing here?
Yes, I just like to briefly introduce myself. Hello, everyone. I'm Fumi Higaki. I'm an official Do As I Do trainer located in Japan. I'm here. Here I'm saying hello from Japan. And I will be taking part in Do As I Do webinar, which will be broadcasted live on Saturday, April 25th. What time was it? 5 Central European time, was it? I hope it was 5.
We're getting lost with time zones, but I'm gonna tell you in a second the exact time for Europe. It's going to be at 5 p.m. European time. So if you attend from Europe, that's going to be at 5 p.m. But please check your time zone in your country.
Yes, and
usually you should take into account it's not whole Europe, right?
No, yeah, of course. I mean, 5 p.m. Rome time from Italy.
Okay, and it will be 12 midnight Japanese time. And we have like Chinese attendee, so they will be attending from 9 p.m. And
yeah, we already have a lot of people. And the thing here is that we will keep it very small, very small group, right, Fumi?
Yes, it'll be a discussion based, and what the topic is, we'll be discussing about strength and limitation of Do As I Do, and a science behind this will be explained by Dr. Claudia Fugazza, and I will be explaining a little bit about actual training protocols using traditional method versus Do As I Do, and see if it works in real examples. And
I will provide the science behind it, because we have been carrying on some research on this topic. So we have been carrying on research on how does Do As I Do to train dogs compare to the traditional associative-based training methods. And we will provide the details of the tests and the details of the results that show what is the difference between training dogs with Do As I Do or training dogs with shaping when we want to teach them new behaviors. The idea is, of course, not just to show that Do As I Do is the best. I'm not going to just say about the advantages, but what we want to show is the real state of the art. So when is it advantageous to use Do As I Do and when it is not? Because Do As I Do, as any training method, also has limitations. So that's what we are going to show. And I also want to make a little announcement that I am going to post on our social media, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, a little sneak peek of one of the tests that I'm going to explain during the webinar, for you to have an idea of what was done. But of course, I will give all of the details and all of the results during the seminar. And I also want to anticipate a little bit that not only there's differences in how quickly dogs can learn new behaviors. This is one of the topics, but there's major differences in the mental representation that emerges in the dogs as a result of being trained with do as I do as compared to being trained with associative-based method, namely shaping. And this turns out to have effects on the memory of the trained action. But all of the details will be for the webinar. In any case, make sure you subscribe early if you're interested, because we are going to accept only a few more participants, because it's important. We are going to keep the discussion open in the sense that we want to give the chance to everybody to ask questions, report the experience, and comment. For example, you can tell us, I tried this and it didn't work, or I tried that and it worked very nicely, but with one dog and not with another. Or I don't know, I saw a video on Facebook and I think that they did this and that and it's a mistake, or whatever you feel you want. Or maybe you posted a video and someone commented something and you don't know whether what they comment makes sense or not. So you want a feedback from us or from maybe some other participants. So we want to keep the discussion alive. And for doing this in an efficient way, we cannot accept too many participants. So please make sure you book your place quickly, because we are really going to accept only a few more.
Yeah, just want to comment something. When you say traditional dog training methods, you mean the associative learning?
Yes.
On, let's say, our gentle methods, right?
Of course, yeah,
like clicker training or luring.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Because the traditional methods usually are.
Yeah, no, I know in the dog training
Okay.
community, some people talk about traditional methods as force-based method. That's not what we're going to talk about, because we are against those methods, not because they don't work, but because we consider them unethical and with regard of the dog. So we only talk about positive training methods, comparing dog training methods to reach different results. And every training method has advantages and disadvantages. And this is what we're going to talk about. So we are going to talk about mainly shaping, which is a training method that relies on associative learning, namely operant and classical conditioning, because usually a clicker is used as a secondary reinforcer. So we are going to compare the learning outcome in dogs when they're trained, when we want to teach them new behaviors using shaping methods or do as I do methods, because this is what we have scientific data about. So we're going to illustrate the scientific data that we collected, the method that we used, and the results. And then we're going to discuss the results in a way that we can highlight limitations and advantages of both methods.
And we can also talk about all these misconceptions about the method, right? What misconceptions have you heard from your side over there in Japan, Fumi?
Misconceptions. There are a lot, but mainly like do as I do doesn't work with the it's limited to like assistance dogs or like very highly skilled trained dogs. That's what they said, but it's actually not. Young puppies, not young puppies, but young adult dogs, they can learn too, and in quite short period of time. So it's not, it requires extensive training period.
Yeah, we will discuss all these details, but this is also the experience that Marco often reports, that for him as a trainer is actually usually simpler. He typically tells me that it's simpler for him to work with a dog owned by a non-experienced owner to teach the dog the do-it rule, rather than dogs that already have a lot of experience in training. But all of these details we can discuss at the webinar.
Yeah.
And Fumi has written in her whiteboard the date and time of the webinar, and the email for information is marco@doasido.it. So if you're interested, make sure you contact Marco really quickly, because we have only a few spots. And that's why we're making this live, to let you know that you should rather run to subscribe, because we are going to close the subscription soon, because we want to keep the discussion alive, and we want to give a chance to all the participants to ask questions and comment the findings that we are going to explain. One more thing, stay tuned on our social media because I'm gonna post a little sneak peek of the test of one of the tests that we carried on Do As I Do and Shaping. So stay tuned. It's gonna be a little sneak peek on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
So another thing that we should clarify is that we are not against shaping, clicker training, or luring. We're just trying to show here that the Do As I Do method works, and it works really, really good for what it works for.
Yeah.
Right. So again,
Mm-hmm.
like you say, we have limitations.
It doesn't work for everything.
But we also have a lot of advantages.
Right.
And it's really, really, really a powerful tool for any dog trainer. Maybe, I don't know, if you are a new dog trainer, this could probably like bring a lot of insight into what you may want to start to do with your training. You know, integrate Do As I Do into your dog training. It may look, you know, years ago when I first met the Do As I Do, I saw the videos and I thought it was crazy. You know, it's like, what is this? People doing things and then the dogs, it looked really weird. And so many people have this misconception that it's just silly or stupid, or that it's just for tricks. And also the media has a lot of this thing, right? Because it's, oh yeah, the Do As I Do does, it's for tricks. It's not. I mean, it can, of course.
Of course you can teach tricks, but that's not the point. What we want to show is the learning outcome. How does it differ? There is a different mental representation. We're going to give the details at the webinar about this, of course. And so, well, stay tuned, subscribe soon if you want, because there's few spots available. And
yeah, because, you know, I think another thing that I've heard is that Do As I Do is the same as associative learning.
Well, they
should come to the webinar.
Yeah. Well,
and hear about that maybe. If you have that question, come over.
Well, what's the difference? There's different learning mechanisms that dog can engage in, and the different training methods rely on different cognitive processes and different learning processes. So we cannot go into the details of the different learning processes as well during the webinar.
I'm excited because I want to see the Fumi's presentation about these differences. It's super cool.
Yes,
I want to see it.
Yes, we look forward to that.
You should have like done a sneak peek also for me.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, we could post a little bit. Yes.
Okay.
So stay tuned.
We're gonna
Fumi's also going to post a sneak peek of her presentation.
Yep, I will. We'll be learning, discussing about how to do a dunk shoot using Do As I Do, and how to do a dunk shoot in a different way, shaping. Maybe you can use capturing, all different kind of traditional methods.
Yeah.
So we'll see the difference between social learning and associative learning. Traditional learning.
I think that some of the participants, I know some of them, and some of them also have a lot of experience with shaping methods. So I think it's going to be nice to discuss differences, and also how eventually shaping and Do As I Do can be combined to reach a good result. So this is also something I'm looking forward to.
Yes. Yeah, that's super cool. Super cool. I like that because it's not a fight. It's you know, previously obviously on our last live we were talking about that it was sort of like, you know, a fight, but it's not. It's really not a fight. We're here just to show the science,
the state of the art, what we know about dog training with different learning mechanisms involved, reflected into different training methods.
And the practice, of course. Fumi and myself have a lot of practice in Do As I Do now with all sorts of dogs, all sorts of different people, and obviously from trainers to just a person that wants to do more with their dog, that ends up with a dog that can do amazing things at home easily, with some guidance and training, of course, because this is also a advanced training method. Right? I would like to say to the people in YouTube that are live with us now that if you are commenting, please leave your comments below, because we have to close the window because somehow Zoom, what it does, it gives you a delay. So we couldn't, that's why we had an error earlier that we were just like, what is this?
So leave the comments and we will reply later.
And also follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yes.
Right?
So see you all on the 25th at 5 p.m. European time, Italian time, and adapt to your time zone, please.
Anything you want to add, Fumi, from over there in the future?
Well, looking forward to see you guys, and I hope you will be there.
Yes.
Yes, we also hope we will be there.
I hope you are there.
If our internet connection doesn't fail from Brazil here, then we will be there.
Just remember that we are in a village in Brazil because we cannot fly back to our countries yet. All flights have been canceled as of every day. They basically cancel every day. So we're here still, but we are safe and ready to roll with this.
So see you on the 25th. Bye.
Ciao. Let me see.
This maybe?
Here. Here.